American Skin.
American Skin. That's right, people. American Skin is our first review of the night. Let me bring it here because we always are interactive and we play the trailer as we do what we do.
We have been looking forward to this film
for quite some time. We have been looking forward to American Skin for quite some time.
Yes.
American Skin is directed and lead actor is Nate Parker.
And writer, it says.
Right, and writer, right?
Yeah.
So let's run down the cast.
Okay, we have Omari Hardwick, Theo Rossi, and of course starring Nate Parker, Bo Knapp, Jahir Acosta, from Hill Street Blues. We were happy to see him. Also, Michael Warren. Right?
Yeah, Michael Warren. Yeah.
His name is.
You have to open up on another screen, I think.
Okay.
You have to actually open up on the screen. But yeah, so this is an ensemble cast to tell this story.
Sierra Capri, Shane Paul McGee, Tony Exposino, huge cast.
Yeah, huge cast. It's an ensemble cast to tell this story of retribution, right? So the synopsis: a young father and his young son are driving through a neighborhood that usually American blacks are not seen in by the cop's perspective after a certain time unless they're out doing dirt. So the synopsis: a young father and his son are coming back from a friend's house after an event where the cops stop them, ask for ID and registration, and the stop goes wrong. There is no justice. The AG finds that there is no reason to press charges against the officer who shoots his son. You've seen the trailer, so that's no mystery there. And so there is no charges given, so there is no justice, and a man in his right mind takes it upon himself to exact justice upon those that have done injustice to he by killing his son. Right? The movie is a powerful piece.
It is extremely powerful.
It should get a nomination. It should get Oscars, Golden Globes. It should get foreign press. It just should be seen as a masterpiece because it's executive produced by Spike Lee. Right? Executive produced by Spike Lee, and the story, the through line is just excellent. What you got to say?
The mother, right, played by Milana Jackson. She was just powerful too. Just to see both parents, right, and then we know Nate Parker plays Lincoln Jefferson. It was so palpable. Like, I could feel like their emotions because I told you when I watched this film, because we have a huge family, right? So we have like teenagers the same age as his son, right? So I'm watching this film and I'm just like I'm on this emotional roller coaster. I feel just like the family members, just like the parents and the cousins. And I was like watching a film and crying. And I don't do that often. So this film really touched me. And I'm going to pull back now because I'm getting emotional again. Like, the acting was so great. It was just so well written. And I expected this because we saw Nate Parker's previous film.
That's right.
Right? And I expected no less than what I saw. I mean, this is just an excellent film. I mean, like you said, it needs to be nominated and an award needs to be received in all of the different film shows.
Awards during the season.
Film awards, shows, programs, everything this season. I mean, because this is just like, they did it like a great job.
And it's not, what I like about it is you're not seeing police killer cop porn.
Right, see, that's what you said that earlier.
The way that they cut the scene, you don't see cop kill a black boy porn. You don't see that. That's what that is. When you watch the things and the people have their phones up and you're watching the cop do brutality or murder towards a human being, that is cop kill porn.
Yes.
Right?
And you don't get that with this. And while we were watching the film, that's the very first thing you said. And I agree with you 100%. I mean, because this is just like great storytelling. There are scenes in this film, no words are necessary. It's just extraordinary, just great filmmaking, cinematography. Like the camera told the story.
That's right, because it's a conversation piece, because you have to ask the question, because there is a college documentary crew that comes to interview Nate Parker's character before the decision comes down from the AG. And so he agrees for them to follow him around to different places. And the question is, did he bring them in because he knew that it would be injustice and it would have to be settled? Or did he bring them in to capture American skin? You know, just to capture it. But then he says, well, since you're here, capture what happens next. And they capture everything. So it is shot from a documentary style form, as well as, so it switches from documentary to scenes. So it's fly on the wall and documentary. And it's a document that is placed into film festivals at the end of the film. So this is a tour de force, the way that it is captured. We're not gonna say anymore, because you have to see this film. If you haven't seen this film, it is playing on Amazon Prime, and you have to see this film. This film captures everything, right?
I remember you told me, you said in film school you learned that, you know, a film is a good film when you can have the volume is turned down, and you just visually watching it, and you can tell the story just from visually watching the film. That's what this is. Like, we're talking, and like right now I'm looking at the trailer and there's no sound.
Not from your end.
From my end there's no sound, and I'm just like looking at it, following it, and it's just, I mean, from seeing the trailer, even before we saw the film, I knew we had to see this film. I mean, it's just because when we saw The Birth of a Nation in 2016, we were looking forward to that film as well. Great film, So I was disappointed because I felt, you know, it was my belief that film should have won numerous awards as well, because it was just, we reviewed that film. It was just beautiful film, beautiful written, beautiful cinematography, just like this film. So, I mean, it's just...
Nate Parker is a filmmaker.
Yeah, he's definitely the truth.
And to be a director and to plot out the scenes and the movement of the camera while in front of the camera. It's beautifully done. So let's break this down.
Okay.
Cinematography is a 10. Character introduction and development is a 10. Character arc, it all of a sudden just starts to twist and turn from out of nowhere. It's like something happens, somebody's a police official is at the house, and you know they see the police official again, and it's going down when you see the police official again.
Right.
That's a 10.
Right.
Let me go back to arc. Mm-hmm. The arc of the camera crew. You know, a 3-person camera crew is incredible.
Yeah.
The use of location to shoot.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
The use of stock news footage, right? Actual footage and stock footage. That's a 10. Yeah. The use of tension and pacing through real time, REEL, in this film. Yeah. The tension is, like my wife said, palpable. It's like it builds up, and it's like you're waiting for the verdict, right? And when the verdict comes, the reaction that you get when you see the verdict, he's like, wait a minute, they didn't have to watch the movie. Yeah. Okay?
Right.
When the verdict is the palpable energy in the room that is just, it's just amazing. That is a 10, right? So what would you rate American Skin?
Definitely a 10. Mm-hmm. The highest that we go is a 10, but if I could give, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, I mean, it's just an excellent film. And, while watching this film, we also discussed Omari Hardwick and how he did such a great job acting. And I believe this is the second film we've seen him in since Ghost. Yeah. And we reviewed his previous film.
Well, it's the third film because it was Tyler Perry's
Nobody's. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're right. This is the third film, right?
Spell. And now this one.
And he does a great job. He's a great actor.
He immerses into the character, and you don't realize that it's him, and you don't even think about Ghost.
Ghost is definitely a thing of the past, although that was great acting too. Mm-hmm. But in this film, I'm just looking at him and his whole his acting, his demeanor, the makeup and stuff. Mm-hmm. From certain angles, you see his initiated state, right?
Because something's going on with him, and you can find that out in the picture.
Yeah, and it's real because we have family members who dealt with the same issue as his character. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at his face and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that before. Right.
So let's see. So American Skin, I give it a 10. So